Welcome to hdtvedu.com, direct and simple education in seconds. For this collection of problems, an object is thrown vertically up at a speed of 30 meters per second at point A, vertically up. Assume no air resistance, assume vertical motion, assume acceleration due to gravity is negative 9.8 meters per second. Since we are learning the material, we choose acceleration due to gravity as negative 10 meters per second. Assume constant acceleration, very close to the surface of the earth. Choose origin at point A. Horizontal motion, positive x is to the right, negative x is to the left. Vertical motion, positive y is vertically up, negative y is vertically down. Time to go from A to B is 1 second. Time to go from B to C is 1 second. Time to go from C to D is 1 second. Time to go from D to E is 1 second. Time to go from E to F is 1 second. Time to go from F to G is 1 second. You got it. Thank you. Question number 1. If the figures are drawn to scale, which figure best describes the motion of the object at intervals of 1 second and why? Question number 2. What is the vertical velocity at the start at point A? Question number 3. A velocity vector has magnitude and direction. When can we have a change in velocity? Warning, more than one answer might be true. Question number 4. From A to B, what is the direction of the velocity vector? Question number 5. From A to B, what is the direction of the acceleration vector? Question number 6. From A to B are velocity and acceleration vectors in the same direction? Question number 7. What is the vertical velocity at point B at time t is equal to 1 second from point A in meters per second? Question number 8. What is the vertical velocity at point C at time t is equal to 2 seconds from point A in meters per second? Question number 9. What is the vertical velocity at point D at time t is equal to 3 seconds from point A in meters per second? Question number 10. What is the vertical velocity at point E at time t is equal to 4 seconds from point A in meters per second? Question number 11. What is the vertical velocity at point F at time t is equal to 5 seconds from point A in meters per second? Question number 12. What is the vertical velocity at point G at time t is equal to 6 seconds from point A in meters per second? Question number 13. If velocity and acceleration vectors are in opposite directions, can we then conclude that the object is slowing down? Question number 14. If velocity and acceleration vectors are in the same direction, can we then conclude that the object is speeding up? Question number 15. Are velocity and acceleration vectors in the same direction from C to D? Question number 16. What is the average velocity between points A and B in meters per second? Question number 17. What is the average velocity between points B and C in meters per second? Question number 18. What is the average velocity between points C and D in meters per second? Question number 19. What is the average velocity between points D and E in meters per second? Question number 20. What is the average velocity between points E and F in meters per second? Question number 21. What is the average velocity between points F and G in meters per second? Question number 22. What is the average velocity between points A and D in meters per second? Question number 23. What is the average velocity between points A and G in meters per second? Question number 24. What is the vertical displacement between points A and B in meters? Question number 25. What is the vertical displacement between points B and C in meters? Question number 26. What is the vertical displacement between points C and D in meters? Question number 27. What is the vertical displacement between points D and E in meters? Question number 28. What is the vertical displacement between points E and F in meters? Question number 29. What is the vertical displacement between points F and G in meters? Question number 30. What is the vertical displacement between points A and E in meters? Question number 31. What is the vertical displacement between points A and F in meters? Question number 32. What is the time it takes to reach the maximum height? The maximum height is at point D. So how much time does it take to go from A to D as in David? Question number 33. What is the hang time? The hang time is the time to go up plus the time to come down. A to D and then back to G. Question number 34. What is the maximum height in meters? That means what is distance A, D as in David? Question number 35. What is the distance traveled from A to G in meters? Distance traveled from A to G in meters. Thank you all. Again, thank you. And this is your friend George Mathew signing off. Good luck.